Roman Reigns and the family are going through it again, so we'll see what's that about. We'll also check out what could be on the way for Damian Priest, Alexa Bliss, and more. Starting things off with Damian Priest and his main storyline at the moment. Damian has been wrapped up in a feud against Black over the last few weeks, and their recent last man standing match really intensified their rivalry. It was no longer one-on-one. Black has now introduced his wife Zelina Vega into the story. Zelina is now staying at Black's side and will only make life more difficult for Damian Priest going forward with this feud. So how could Damian Priest address this situation? It's a real simple answer that we've been seeing a lot of lately, but if your opponent adds a woman into the rivalry, you're going to have to match their actions and add a woman on your side to balance out the odds again. So taking on both Vega and Black will be a living nightmare for Damian Priest unless he can cancel out Zelina Vega. And who could he cancel out Vega with? Well, if you've been on social media over the last few months, it's been no secret that Damian Priest and Lola Vice are in a real-life relationship with each other. They haven't literally confirmed the relationship, but they've posted several photos and videos together in recent memory. Lola Vice is always wearing Damian's merchandise and even had his catchphrase written on her nails, so there's been lots of telling signs there. And fans think this story perfectly sets up a scenario for Damian Priest to bring in Lola Vice as his extra help to take out Zelina Vega and get his feud back to being one-on-one with Black. Lola Vice lit a fire under this theory when she reacted to what happened to Damian Priest on SmackDown with a gif of someone poking their head out from the ground and peeking out. Seeming like Lola is well aware of what's happening to Damian Priest, and she wouldn't mind coming in to put Zelina Vega in her place and help him out. The company has been pairing up a lot of real-life couples on television lately, so that's what makes the Damian Priest and Lola Vice pairing seem somewhat realistic to take place. But what does make it seem like this won't really happen is the fact that Lola Vice is in the middle of her own big journey in NXT. Lola has been trying to capture that NXT Women's Championship for a while now, but something always gets in the way. So she has this journey and story going on right now about trying to win that championship. It just seems a little unlikely that they'll abandon that journey for a mixed tag main roster call-up. So that's what makes fans a little unsure if Lola's main roster call-up will happen in that way, but if Damian needs help to handle Zelina Vega after all, then Lola does seem like she'll be the #1 option. Alexa Bliss made her Wyatt Sicks debut recently, but not in the traditional way you would expect. WWE has their own scare house inside the Universal Studios theme parks this Halloween season, and it's themed after the Wyatt Sicks. The characters spotted inside the horrors of the Wyatt Sicks includes the core 5 Wyatt Sicks members, and even The Fiend makes several appearances in the house as well. But there's also one more superstar character that appears, and that's Alexa Bliss. When you enter the Firefly Funhouse portion of the maze, a scare actor dressed in Alexa's current day attire will scare you and tell you to let him in. Well, as a part of a cool collaboration, Alexa Bliss went to Universal Studios Orlando and became a scare actor inside the Wyatt Sicks house. Alexa Bliss portrayed herself and stood in the same exact spot that the Alexa Bliss scare actor scares people from. Fans noticed that it was the real Alexa Bliss inside the house, while other fans had no clue at all. Alexa Bliss even posed with the Alexa Bliss scare actor and the other Wyatt Sicks character as well. A lot of fans have been waiting to see Alexa Bliss align with the Wyatt Sicks, so this Universal Studios video was cool because it did at least provide us with the visuals of what it would look like to see Alexa Bliss standing next to Uncle Howdy and the other Wyatt Sicks members. Really nice visuals there for anyone that's been waiting for that crossover to happen. Alexa Bliss stood inside that Wyatt Sicks house and had a great time pretending to be Alexa Bliss. As far as when we can see the real actual thing of Alexa Bliss aligning with the Wyatt Sicks on television, well, it still seems like that's a while away from happening. The Wyatt Sicks got their hands full with the men's tag team division, plus Uncle Howdy continues to be mysteriously missing, and Alexa, on the other hand, is still busy with Charlotte Flair. They're still the champions and showing no real cracks at all within their team. So both sides kind of got their own thing going right now, and there's been no signs of them really hooking up anytime soon. But things like the horrors of the Wyatt Sicks experience continues to make fans believe that there will be a day Alexa Bliss and the Wyatts link up again, and that will be a lot of fun to see when that day does finally come. The Bloodline is back at it again with some serious issues amongst the family. There's been a lot of miscommunication and tensions within the Bloodline over the last few weeks. Roman has tried pushing Jay in the right direction of being a solo star, but Jimmy has been feeling like there could be another agenda behind Roman's advice. And on top of that, Jay hasn't really been seeing eye to eye with his brother pretty much on anything in recent weeks. Things fell apart for Jimmy and Jay when they lost to LA Knight and CM Punk on Raw, and just a few days later at Crown Jewel, the Bloodline issues have now affected Roman Reigns. Jimmy and Jay came out during Roman and Bronson's street fight to try and help Roman and take out Braun Breaker. But due to all of the Bloodline members being on different pages, nothing really clicked and the help was an absolute mess. Jay ended up accidentally spearing Roman through a table, which opened up the window for Bronson Reed to win the match and pin Roman Reigns. Bronson becomes only the second superstar behind Cody Rhodes in the last 5 years to pin Roman Reigns in singles action. Roman has been pinned in 6-man tags and triple threats recently, but when it comes to singles action, it's just Reed and Rhodes. So Roman is understandably furious with Jimmy and Jay after the match. He tells them that he's sick of this and how it only works if they win. Roman says he loves them both, but how he doesn't want to see their faces again until Christmas. Roman rolls out the ring and leaves the twins alone in the ring. And then we see Jay go on a mini rant of his own, talking about how Roman is just going to leave again and how he's just going to do himself the way he always does. Jay says he's out and he left Jimmy alone in the ring. So things are an absolute mess right now for the Bloodline. Although the current situation is intriguing, there are some fans out there giving the story flack for being too similar to the Bloodline stories from a few years back. There was always similar tension like this during the Bloodline's peak, so fans feel like things are getting a bit too similar compared to what we've already seen in the past. But there are some big differences though, and it can be seen with Roman's character. If this exact situation had happened back in 2021, chances are that Roman would have destroyed Jimmy and Jay until they had to leave on stretchers. So that's definitely one of the differences in current day, the growth of Roman Reigns as a character. Instead of beating down his family members when things go wrong, now he just rolls out of the ring, tries to calm down and just get away from the situation. But it's a real mess right now. Roman doesn't want to see Jimmy or Jay, and Jay even walked away from Jimmy. The core 3 Bloodline members have broken up. They don't want nothing to do with each other at the moment, but with Survivor Series right around the corner, they're going to have to get things right and get back together in a hurry. So maybe they'll be able to work this out, but it's going to have to be quickly, especially with the Vision still lurking on Raw, stronger than ever. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.